folks. How are you today? This is Survivor Circle for March 28th, 2023. Month of the winds and storms and all that good stuff that comes with spring. Um, we're here with me and Maria, and we're going to try to keep things light and airy today.
We're going to try.
Yeah, light,
Keyword.
lightning, yes. Um, one of the things that I found last week, sometime, and I shared around, and you're going to wonder how I got this with lightning. It's about superconductors. A group in Rochester, New York, discovered a new kind of superconductor that works basically at room temperature, which is an amazing breakthrough. The thing is, it's hard to explain what a superconductor does, except anything that has to do with electricity, it makes it so much, it makes it better, like 1,000 times better. And apparently, from what I've noticed on the research on this, as much as I can understand, which is maybe that much, they designed this new material and then figured out how to make it, rather than using the old Thomas Edison method of gather 10,000 different kinds of stuff to see what to use for the filament in a light bulb. They actually decided what the material was according to models, then created the material, and then tested it, and were successful. And that's pretty amazing. Apparently, the only problem with it is it has to be a fairly high pressure, not incredible, but a fairly high pressure. So, you're not going to have a superconductor in your watch or something, okay? But I'm thinking, I think it's probably for high current, high magnetism applications. It's going to be a revolutionary material if they can get it out in bulk. And I don't know. I'm thinking it's got to be worth like 1,000 times more than gold, because it can, superconductor, like I said, anything to do with any kind of electricity, it just makes it so much better, like an MRI, for example. Okay, now they've got this gigantic multi-room machine. Okay, with this, we'll be able to build one it'll look like a freaking old-fashioned air dryer. It's just amazing what it could do. So, and the funny thing is, like I said, I saw this really a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, wow, everybody's going to be talking about this. This is going to be front page in all the tech papers and everything. And it was just nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I have found a couple of, shall we say, more qualified people with letters after their names to talk about it. And they say, yeah, it's real. It works. It's just as good as it sounds. And that's pretty much it. They basically verify that this research is valid. But that's it. I don't know. So I'm a nerd. That's my part of the lightning today. I don't know, man. It's like Star Trek to me. It says it's right around the corner, and nobody seems to be taking it. Oh, I'm sure there are people that are knocking on the door, driving the Rolls Royces around University of Rochester, trying to, trying to find out anybody that's worked on it, or make, if nothing else, the patent lawyers will be crazy, So I thought it was the best. It's the best story I'd heard in a while, because good news on the tech front is hard to come by. Bad news, yeah, anybody can pick up bad news, but good news is hard to find.
Well, they don't focus on good news. They always focus on the bad stuff.
No,
So.
not at all. So that got me thinking about electricity, and this is kind of a runoff. What we need is better lightning rods. Lightning rods for all kinds of things, okay? Because every crisis that happens has a reason why it happens. So what we've got to do is figure out a different kind of lightning rod to drain the charge off and uncreate the problem before it becomes dangerous. I think that's something we need to start looking at, because there's so many things that we could do, okay? And it just seems like everybody wants an easy solution, and there's so many things that there aren't any easy solutions, okay? I'm going to say this because I'm kind of breaking my own rule because of the shooting in Nashville, and that's 122 of those this year. So, and we need lightning rods. We don't need, and I am going to say that the officers that responded at Nashville were absolute heroes. They did their job. They did it as well as it could possibly be executed. So kudos to them, and to every other one out there, because they did their job. They did a good job. But I was thinking about when I was going to school, we had a vice principal. And Joe was a assistant football coach, but he was just the nicest guy he could ever be. But he knew everything that was going on in that school. Okay. And it seems like no matter what was going down, he was there before it happened. Okay. In my own case, I had known him at another school before I moved to the one that he ran. And I was having a little trouble with I was the new guy in the school, and I was having a little bit of trouble. And I rode the bus, and as I was going to the bus, on my nerdness, with 6 different textbooks under my arm, 3 guys made it a deal like 3 days in a row to come up behind me and tap those books off out of my arm. They're gone. Okay. No big deal. Just pick them up. The 3rd day, I said, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I had my gym bag in my other hand. And as they're walking away laughing, I targeted the one in the middle and hit him dead in the middle of the back with my gym bag. And he looked up and looked back at me, and he looked up, and there was Joe standing there. What was he going to do? I mean, oh, they would have beat me to a pulp easily, but I thought, was it just a coincidence that he happened to be there? I kind of doubt it. But he was my lightning rod that day, you know? We need those, you know? I don't understand. There are solutions. The solution to the problem always exists before it explodes. And everybody's saying, "Oh, it's the gun's fault," you know? Oh, it's just crazy. It's crazy people. We need to get rid of all the crazy people. No, it's something, and we can't do. You know, we can't examine everybody. We can't fix everybody. True. We can't get all the guns. I don't want to get rid of all the guns either. Well, then get creative. You know, find another solution. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not in the schools every day. I'm not in anywhere every day. I'm not that particularly social. But there are people who can and are, who have that talent, okay, who have that ability. And it's just, I was thinking I should go to the school. I should just do it like as a research article, you know? Go to the schools here and say, okay, it hasn't happened here. Why hasn't it happened here? What are we do? What are you doing? I mean, it's lightning, but lightning can strike anywhere. But this has been it's been over a quarter of a century that this has been happening. There are places where it happens. There are places where it doesn't happen, and it hasn't, or maybe places where it's almost happened. Okay, what happened? There are solutions out there, but nobody's talking about the solutions. They keep harping and harping and harping about the problems, you know? And we need lightning rods. That's what we need. We need to do that way. So that's my little meandering into the dark side today. But there's solutions. I am convinced that there are solutions because I'm an optimist. You know, there are solutions to everything. There are solutions to everything. We just have to use them. We have to embrace them. And hey, so what? You come up with 10 different ideas that don't work for everybody. They don't have to work for everybody. They just have to work, they just have to work, So I see you're inside today. How'd that happen? Is it raining?
The weather's nice. The sun's out, but the wind is blowing like 20 miles an hour.
Oh,
and
okay.
So it's a little difficult
Are you using your new mic today? Your big mic?
I put it back on there, and
it sounds nice.
As long as I can keep you where I can hear you, it's good.
Well,
that was the problem with this before.
I'll just keep moving closer and closer to the mic.
It didn't work the last time, because the last time I used it, I was like, I absolutely cannot hear you at all now. I mean, and I was doing this, trying to hear you, and it just kind of didn't happen. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm inside and I keep telling myself the wind's going to stop here in just a little bit, and I'm going to mute everything and turn off and go outside. Mm-hmm. And I think that, and then I'll walk out there, and then everything that I've had on the table out there blows off. And I just
well, we had that here like Friday. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
and it was blowing pretty hard here. That blew
Mm-hmm.
some of the furniture around, and the cushions off the chairs on the deck kind of got. I had to chase those down, but I thought, no, this is it's blowing pretty good, but it's not that bad. And then today, I looked at a weather. I was looking at an article on weather, and just I knew that north of me it had been pretty intense for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting wind gusts in 70, 75 miles an hour, just 10, 15 miles north of here. And I thought, okay, well, yeah, no one. And they're just getting power back now. So,
Well, and that was here. We had people without power for over a week. And I mean, it was as devastating as an ice storm can be
mhm,
because power poles snapped. I mean,
mhm.
trees fell on houses, trees fell on roads, trees fell on
Yeah.
vehicles with people in them. And I think there were 5 reported deaths across
Oh,
the
goodness.
part of
Yeah.
Kentucky that it hit. Um, and I've got damage, and the best that the roofing companies can do at this moment, a lot
Mhm.
of the roof is that they can go through and they can put patches on people's houses, and you might get things replaced in about 6 months or so. I
Yeah.
can't even get an insurance adjuster out here to even look at my place. So I called today, and I know they're busy. I just want to
Mhm.
make sure my emails are going where they're supposed
Yeah.
to go.
Yes, for sure.
And so she basically told me today, she said, get your estimates
Mhm.
and just turn them in and we'll pay them. If they
Yeah.
can get to
Okay.
your stuff, we'll just pay for it. I mean, they're to that point,
Mhm.
which I'm
Well,
sure they were.
when we got the damage here, I just took pictures of everything. Now they did send an estimator out, but
Well, I took pictures of everything and I
yeah,
emailed it with the claim number and the last name and sent it to where it was supposed to go.
oh well,
But like I
then good.
said,
Now you
and
just got to find somebody to do it, right?
well, and it's just, I kind of wanted everybody to say hello to Tigger. I just kind of wanted to make sure that the stuff goes through. And
Oh,
if you can't get a roofing company or gutter company or siding company out here to even assess, let alone fix, or keep it from doing more damage.
right. Yeah.
Because I know the wind's blowing enough that I've got the vinyl that's on the ceiling out there.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it pop the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to come down before long. And I don't know what damage that's going to cause. So if you can't get anybody to come out to even patch up what you have,
Mm-hmm.
of course I could do it. I mean, I know I've got a cordless drill and I've got screws, but I don't want to mess it. I don't want to mess anything up.
Okay, you're gonna hang. Okay, you're gonna hang out.
I got duct
hang out
tape. I could fix it.
Hang out the side off the railing with.
Exactly.
Dear, hire a professional. Make
Yeah.
me too nervous.
Get me one of those grappling hooks and throw it over so maybe it'll hold on so I can
Okay.
swing out to the side and fix it. Yeah, I could do that. If I was 10 years younger, I might try that.
I've done a lot of that stuff. Those days are over, unfortunately.
Well, the bad part is that at the house that I used to live in, it had one of those 1970s TV antenna towers.
Oh yeah.
That had the and you
You
could
mean the
climb
ladder?
up it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the ladder beside the house.
Sure.
And I would climb up on that all the time and I would clean my gutters and, that's just how you got up and down.
Yep.
This house doesn't have that, and I don't have a ladder that's tall enough. And
Yeah.
I have asked for, when I put an antenna in here, I asked for one of those, and he looked at me like I was insane. And I was like, but it had a motor on it, and I could change it, and I could pick up Evansville, Indiana. I could pick up Louisville, Lexington, Nashville, Clarksville. I could pick up all of those news places.
Mm-hmm.
And they just looked at me like I was insane. So I don't have that now.
Okay.
I don't have access to my roof anymore.
Yeah. Well, Jay can tell me. Jay did his digital antenna with the rotor on his place just about a year ago, and he picks up stuff out of Chicago.
It's wonderful. It really is, and I miss it. But they don't make it anymore.
Who needs cable?
Well, I think that's why they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes this little antenna that I've got, it's right on the roof. It's where they put it, and they put a booster on it. And if the weather's just right, I can pick up Nashville, but I can't turn it to pick up Evansville or Owensboro. I can't turn this one. So that's the bad part. But I mean, I got a lot of channels.
Good to go.
Yeah. Enough. Yeah. It's free. Right. You're right, Jay. It's free. That's the thing.
There you go.
It's free. It's wonderful. And I think I now I got rid of Dish Network because they were wanting to start charging me $116 a month, I think, for the few little channels that I had. And I thought, I'm not going to do that. And I think I've got a Roku TV thing.
Yeah.
My God, the channels that you get on that thing for free is insane. And I just added, I think, Discovery Plus, and I've got, of course, Prime. And then I think I paid for Paramount through Prime to get those channels. And I mean, I miss my sports because I had all of the sports channels, and you can't get ESPN Plus unless you have a cable provider.
Oh, okay.
Which is, to me, ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I guess those are the ones that probably those are the ones that are in demand. So that they make big money. So
they could make more money. I think
they cost. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They could make more money. But anyway, and it's not a big deal. I mean, I can live. There's a sports bar 20 miles down the road, I'm sure, that I can go in and watch.
That's more fun anyway.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun to watch it with a bunch of
Sling TV. Ron's put in there Sling TV and stuff like that, but I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because that was going to cost me before Dish Network went up. I was paying about $70 a month for TV. And I don't want to pay that anymore. I think I picked up Philo TV, and it's $25 a month. So, I mean, I'm paying $25 instead of $116.
Yeah. There you go. See, I haven't, like, I have Prime, but I didn't really get Prime for the Prime movies and whatever, that was just an extra. I bought Prime. I bought Prime for the books, the book discount, because I'm a reader.
Right. So, Ron, I'm not paying that. I'm just not paying that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not home enough. And it doesn't matter if I am home enough.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm just not doing it.
Just keeping track and keeping everything going. Um, if you look at it as like dollars per hour per month per, I have just I just got away from TV. I got to the point where I was watching maybe 2 shows a month. And what? I'm paying $50 to watch the show. Are you kidding? That's ridiculous,
Right.
And just because it's not like I'm watching something 24/7.
I was
It's
just
just
told that
ridiculous.
Sling is $50 a month, and that includes ESPN channels.
Ah,
Not doing it. Now that I've got rid of whatever.
yes.
And plus, summertime's coming. And the
Mhm.
most I do is I come in and I turn the TV on to have noise.
Yep. So it
like
doesn't really matter what you turn it on, what
Right.
channel there's always something on YouTube or somewhere,
Well, I turn it on. I've got it on antenna, and I can pick up Ion and Ion Mystery and
Oh yeah.
all of the alphabet channels and all that stuff. And if I can tolerate whatever the noise that's putting out, that's what I'll just kind of leave on. But summertime, I'm out on the balcony, and I don't care.
Mhm. Let me see. What else did I had something else in there. Well, talking about like online stuff, Utah signed 2 new bills into law that sharply restrict children's use of social media platforms. Children under the age of 18 will need permission from their parents to have accounts. One of the things that accounts for kids will not be able to be used between 10:30 and 6:30 a.m. without parental permission. So I don't know how they're going to do this. Are they going to do house to house searches? And excuse me, you're on the internet? I'd like to see your ID, please. Proof of, do you have to have it? Oh, do you have to be at 10 years old, between 10 and 13? Do you have to have an ID with your name and date of birth on it? But really, officer, I'm 47. It's small for my age. I don't know. How do you enforce something like this? It's just some of these laws. I'm saying I don't get it. I don't understand. What are they gonna do? What are they? I mean, I understand, but holy crap, people, watch what your kids are doing online. Pay attention. That's the thing. My God, be a parent. It's just I just don't get it. But no, we're gonna pass a law. We're gonna create a whole new, I don't know, task force to go out and check door to door at 10:30. I can hear it now. Hello? Is anybody in there?
Well, but the thing about it is that used to, before electronics and all that stuff, I mean, you had an eye on your kids. They weren't sitting in front of a TV.
You just explained. It's a curfew. It's an electronic curfew for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God knows they've had those around for a while, but oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one thing though. On one of the articles that I read about this, they were going to have to sign on social media like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Okay. If you were on for more than an hour, it would shut you down, and you would have to put your password back in to get back online. I don't know.
That's annoying as hell.
But some days I probably wouldn't mind that myself. It would cut down my use considerably, because I'm saying,
well, and that's like, I'll turn the TV
on. It would piss me off that it would cut down my use. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I turn my TV on at night to go to sleep. It's that noise.
Oh, okay.
It's that,
yeah.
Because, and I'll tell you something else. If I can find a ball game, because you can, that right there, I can't watch ball games, football games especially, because it's just that same noise through the whole thing, and it's relaxing, and I go to sleep. I love football anyway.
Cool.
But I noticed that I'd wake up and my TV, the show would be off, and the floating menu would be going around. Come to find out, there was a 4-hour timer on the bandwidth. It's like you'll save bandwidth if there's no activity in 4 hours, it'll shut it off. Well, I fixed that. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can be asleep and somebody will turn the TV off, or the TV will go off or something, and I'll wake up just immediately.
Well,
and that's like, I run a fan at night too, so go figure. I got all kinds of shit going on, so I can go to sleep, so I don't hear anything else that's going on. Hey, Lorraine.
Hello, Lorraine. Happy Taco Tuesday. That's the best.
I partaked in that before I got home today.
Excuse me.
There you go. I watch history stuff to put me to sleep. I love history, but it just puts me to bed. I can do that too.
I don't know. What would I see? I've never gotten into that habit for going to sleep. The TV's the last thing I'd think of to get me to go to sleep. But if I did, what would I put on? C-SPAN.
No, that would just piss me off.
Oh, okay.
Lorraine, honey, I'm very jealous that
Ooh.
You had to eat half a dozen because of that problem. I'm very jealous. And of course, I have been bitching here lately. I was like, oh God, my jeans are getting tight. I think I need to quit putting them in the dryer. They're shrinking.
Yes, yep. I understand that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nothing like
Doctor Who, that's a good one.
Oh.
Rainstorm for good sleeps. Oh yeah.
I've never
Bob
tried
Ross. Bob Ross.
Oh, God.
But he's so fun. He's just fun.
Yeah.
And I never would have thought that people younger than me like to watch his show. They still like to watch Bob Ross. So yeah, I think that's great. And there's a lot of men, him, Mr. Rogers, Captain Kangaroo, military guys that ended up doing like kids shows and then a painting show, and they're just calm and relaxed, and
well,
that's what I'm getting at. I mean, you think about that. They were around when I was a kid on TV, and here's these hardcore military men, and they're just real soft-spoken, and we're going to put in, there are no mistakes. They're just happy accidents, and it's, I want some of what you're smoking.
Well,
And then Mr. Rogers, look at his military career. Captain Kangaroo.
I'm trying to think. Used to have a particular kind of book that I would read. Uh, I guess history. If I'm reading a history book,
Mhm,
that will put me to sleep faster than anything else.
mhm, mhm.
You know, because it's so. And the more or I just remember, or Stephen King. Stephen King, I he puts me to sleep.
Which book?
Any of them.
Just any of them. Gotcha.
His writing
You're
style,
not a horror fan. Horror fan.
really. The ones I don't know. Some of the ones that are my favorites, no, except The Stand. But the stand is so. That's one of my favorites of his.
Hmm.
But
That's a great book.
uh, Hearts in Atlantis is another one. That is
I
one that I
never read
really
that.
love. I really loved that, and I don't think the movie that they did on that uh, did it credit. So
I didn't read that book.
it was a more uh, it was like sentimental rather than horror, I guess.
That's why I didn't read it.
Probably. Like those jump out scary ones, right?
Oh man, it was incredible book. I mean,
Yeah.
oh gosh, what's
What was the one?
Needful Things? Needful Things was a great book. Dolores Claiborne, that was a great book.
What was the one that he did with the aliens in aliens landed and they were trying to get into the water system in New York? What was the name of that? The movie?
That one I don't know.
Oh, I really liked the movie on that. But it was like 5 guys got together in a hunting shack, and yeah, I like that one. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
that was
I didn't read that one.
that was pretty horrific, but
I didn't read that.
Hmm.
Does anyone read it? Oh, Pet Cemetery was good.
Mm-hmm.
That the book was good. I didn't like the movie.
Cujo.
You know, I didn't read the book, and I kind of halfway watched the movie, and I was like, I got the point. It's a dog attack. Anybody remember Amazing Stories?
I remember which one it was,
Yeah,
but I can't.
the Pet Cemetery.
No, it wasn't Pet Cemetery, but
Body
Pet
Snatchers.
Cemetery was another good one.
The dude on a toilet with an alien popping was funny.
Yes, that was it. Okay.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to Google it.
Yep. Nope. Come on. Dreamcatcher.
I never read that. And I'll tell you another one that I didn't read, and then a lot of people really enjoy that, but that was the Dark Tower series. But that was more of a Western setting type.
Did they finally make a movie of that, or are they working on it right now?
Are. I think so.
Okay. Here's the thing.
So.
Justin, glad to see you, guy.
Justin's here.
So the first book of that was either The Gunslinger or Dark Tower. Gunslinger, right?
The Gunslinger was like a prequel to the Dark Tower. Now I read that book and I liked that, and I thought I would start reading the Dark series, and I didn't.
That was one of the ones that I picked up, and I was never able to finish that book.
I couldn't tell you what it was about, but I could tell you that I read it and I liked it.
You know, don't say it's like didn't have enough pace to keep my interest. I just okay, it's just like,
and maybe it's because it was the prequel to the Dark Tower series. I don't know.
Maybe too much of a setup book.
I think, yeah. I know I read that book because I thought I need to read this to see if I'm going to like the Dark series. And I
Okay.
thought I
Yeah.
would because I did kind of like the book. I'm like
Mhm.
you. Like right now, I cannot tell you what it was about. None of it, other than it had a lot of paranormal, weird stuff that
Okay.
happened to him.
Well, there was one of the things. I think that was one of the things that it kept like switching around.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Different perspectives for the. And I don't know. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll pick it up the next time, and I'll just love every word of it. But
That's
wasn't my
because
mindset at the time, you know?
Justin put in there, said reading is against my religion. Well, you got to learn how to read before it can be against your religion. Just saying, dude.
Westworld
Oh,
with
and
Anthony Hopkins.
see, and this is the fun part. Justin can type shit in there, and then I can say it out loud for all of them. Actually, I can get all of you. I can get Papa. I can get Jay. I can get all of you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like I made Jay watch Dune with me. I bought it. Got
Oh,
it.
did
Got
he
it on
like
a
it?
new one. Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've probably read that book 4 or 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Is there a book? It by Stephen King was the only book I can remember fictional that I
okay,
read multiple times.
yeah,
Just because it starts out so weird, and then it's one of those books you get into, and it's like, oh,
okay,
I need to go back and
yeah,
check this out.
yeah. Uh, I think that's the sign of a real classic. I think
Mm-hmm.
if you have to go if you go back and read it the second time,
Mm-hmm.
see things in the work that you didn't see the first time,
Right.
you know that's a deep book and it's worth it. It's worth its time. So that one, oh man, I got quotes. I got quotes on stock from that book. That's dope.
Well, I know they had like it was the first book that I had ever read
Mhm.
that it did that. It told you this story to tell you this story to tell you this story, so it could go tell you this one, and then you're supposed to, it linked everything in together,
Like
and so,
foreshadowing. A lot
mhm.
of use of foreshadowing.
And he did that in the book, The Stand, too.
Yeah. Yes.
But as good as that movie was pretty decent, but man, it could have been so much better, so much better.
Hmm. Well, yeah. It's
Oh,
the
look, Justin's trying to say that he can read. Isn't that cute? Anyway.
he's probably got a whole wing in the house.
No,
Like,
you're probably right. He probably does.
yeah. Uh, so, but there's something I'm gonna. They're getting ready to come out with a sometime in the next year with the second Dune movie
Mm-hmm.
by um, Villeneuve, the director,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of looking forward to that. But there was another one that he was doing, and I can't remember what it was. It was okay. He's from Canada. I didn't know that. Thought he was French. Mm,
Well, isn't there a French part of Canada?
there certainly is, but I thought he was
Mhm.
French. I didn't. I knew he was. I knew he spoke French. Naturally, he's got a French accent, But I did not believe he was. I did not know that he was actually from Canada. Okay. See there, I learned something. Okay, I know that one. Oh, now yeah, of course. Rendezvous with Rama. It was an Arthur C. Clarke science fiction book. Everybody's going to remember Oumuamua, when Oumuamua came through and everybody was talking about, look, it's this big and it's flying through space and it's spinning and we don't know what it is. That is a novel that Arthur C. Clarke wrote probably back in the late 60s about a like abandoned kind of spaceship that passed through the solar system in a couple hundred years, and people were like pretty capable of moving around, and they actually sent a craft to rendezvous with this whatever it was to check it out, and that's going to be another really good movie, only because he is that good a director. 10 years ago, I would have said nobody can possibly do that movie, but the technology for special effects and getting people involved with special effects in the cinematography, he could do that. He could do that movie, and I'm looking forward to that one too. MUFON. Yeah, MUFON will take care of it. MUFON will give us a review. As
I kept trying to put that middle finger emoji into chat and it won't take it. So
oh well.
Do it live.
Read between read between the lines. Yes. Oh. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Which is really terrible because I guess I'm just not a movie person because that's like 2 in 2 years. Okay, so all right. Like if I find one movie that I actually want to watch a year, I guess I'm still kind of in there a little bit. It's too easy to just say, I'll watch it when it gets on Prime or Netflix or somewhere,
Well, there's a new series that's come out, and Kiefer Sutherland is in it, and it's called Rabbit Hole, and it's on Paramount.
Oh, okay.
And I want to start watching it, but then again, I know wintertime's coming up, and that's just like all these other ones that the new seasons are coming out in April.
What was the one? What was the one with the buffalo in it?
Dark Range, really was it? Was that it? Dark Range?
Yes. I heard that that's going to have a second season.
Yeah, I know. It was such a big deal. And I would have thought it would have come out in April along with Evil. And there was another one I was watching that came out with that I was waiting for. Reacher is coming out with a second series, and that's on Prime. And if you've not watched the first one, and I'm not talking about the movie with Tom Crazy Man Cruise in it, It's great. And when it ended, you thought, okay, this can't be the only season to this show ever. But the way he walks off, I mean, it's you're thinking, oh my God, there's never going to be another show like this. But they have done. They are working on a second season. But the second season or another season of The Witcher. That's another one. That third season comes out in April.
Uh-huh.
And then Evil, that comes out in April. I'm not watching the last show of Kingstown because it's the second season finale, and I'm not going to see another one for another year. So I'm holding off watching that one. That's a great, if anybody's got Paramount and you like violent stuff, watch that show, Kingstown. That's a good one. But I keep thinking I want to watch this stuff, but it's going to be a long time till wintertime comes up again, and I'm not going to be able to not watch it. So
yeah,
I'm excited about Witcher and the series Evil. I think Evil has 3 or 4 seasons out already. I think it's 3. Need to watch that. That's good.
Binge watch. Save them for binge watch. Yeah.
That show, the reason I kind of like it is because you've got a priest, you've got somebody, and you've got, I think she's a psychologist, but she was raised up as Catholic, but she's agnostic now. And then there's another one that just doesn't believe in anything. And they all work together, and they all have this weird, crazy stuff that happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of try to get rid of it, explain it away, but they kind of know it's back there and they can't. So it's pretty good.
You've turned my mind towards the kind of paranormal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across something today, in fact. Okay, you know The Men Who Stare at Goats, right?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Program.
Yes, the whole program too, yes.
CIA funded remote viewing. I had no freaking idea that there was an actual report that was released from the CIA concerning that program.
Yes.
And that was released in 2003, and I'd never heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
You got to be kidding me. Mm-hmm. And I was watching YouTube when somebody was talking about, how was it? Anyway. And they referenced this report, which I had never heard of. I mean, everybody's heard of the remote viewing and put off and who was his name? The whole thing. But I'd never heard of that. I'd never heard of that report being declassified. So I thought, oh, I've got to do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to do is forget how many. That's like 30 pages. So it's pretty sizable report.
It is, and it's worth the read. Hang on just a minute. I've got somebody acting up. I have a child I need to go put in timeout.
So there you go. That's your homework for next week. That was the gateway experience. So so how'd I miss that? I don't know. But good stuff. All good stuff. Mostly because for the first time, the person I was watching this was quoting from the report a lot of stuff about the map of the territory of the other side and how they were functional, how they were functioning with the interface between the human brain and the universe. And I was saying, well, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I've experienced that. I've heard that. And I said, why didn't anybody bring this stuff up before? And I said, I got to go back and find that original report. Because I mean, a lot of this stuff has been out there. Art Bell did a number of shows on it. A lot of people have done, there have been shows and movies about this program and the success and the experience, but they didn't so much explain the mechanics of how they made it work, or how they thought it worked. Okay, and I came back and I said, but, and I'm relating that to some of my own experiences in out of body experiences, and said, well, yeah, of course it's like that. I mean, that's what happened to me 20 years before. Okay. My experience was at least 20 years before this original report was made. And so 2003, and 40 years before this was released. And they say, oh, well, obviously they knew what they were talking about, because they're talking about exactly the same experience as I had in 1965. So
I have to show you something, and I've sent this to you before, but this goes along with what Jay's talking about. Because I know I sent this to you.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, The White Noise was a movie that they did just months in that town about a train wreck, just months before it actually happened. And I don't know, did I bring this up last week about the explosion in the chocolate factory?
Yeah, we talked about that. Mm-hmm.
No, we just talked about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I swear that somebody had made a joke like a week previous to that about having a chocolate factory blow up in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were talking more about Hershey, the Hershey thing. Oh, you can't have chocolate like this. It's too many pronouns. Hershey. Okay. And then a week later, one actually does. Mm-hmm. What the hell was that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
well, I had one. It is, and I had one guy, and he's the state director for MUFON for Kentucky. He's just fucking lunatic, is what he is. They never got his meds right, but he was trying to tell me that at the movie The Knowing, that had Nicolas Cage in it,
okay,
that movie had a plane wreck that happened at Lexington Airport. I think the plane was landing and it crashed, and I think it killed everybody that was on there. He was trying to tell me that was in that movie before that ever happened in Lexington, and he would tell everybody that. And I'm like, you idiot, that movie come out a couple of years after that happened.
Okay. Well, I was thinking there was a plane crash in Iowa. Mm-hmm. That was real final approach on landing. Mm-hmm. And or maybe they had lost the engine or something, but mm-hmm. they were and it's one of those ones that crashed and tumbled. But there were quite a few
That's
survivors.
yeah. And I do remember one I was watching. Like I like to watch those air disaster things.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember the pilot. They survived. The pilots survived.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said he can remember whenever they came in, he was like, "My God, they do grow the corn that tall in Iowa." As his plane's crashing, this is
Yeah,
the thought that's going through his
yeah.
head. I'm
There's,
like,
I'm
wow.
sure at that moment there are
Yeah,
really strange things
yeah,
that go through your mind. You know,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
oh,
Hmm.
the last thing I'm going to see is the yes,
The
is how
8 foot
ripe the
corn
corn
that's in
is.
Iowa.
Yes. Okay. Uh,
But yeah, I watch those air disaster things, and I'm not afraid to fly. I
mhm.
don't like to fly.
Okay.
I don't like the crap you have to go through to fly. And that was me before. I mean, I think the last time I flew was 94,
Okay.
and that was pretty simple. I mean, you didn't have any of all that stuff that you've got now. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't like the fact that I'm put into this cylinder
Hmm.
with all these people I don't know,
Okay.
and more than likely I would never even like to know. And that's where I am. I'm stuck. I can't. And maybe you can equate that to being in a vehicle, but at least I can stop my vehicle and get out. I
Yeah.
can't do that on an airplane. So it's like the
Hmm.
last time I flew, they said, okay, it's going to take you an hour and 45 minutes to get from here to here. So I was like, okay, I got an hour and 45 minutes, time to time. I'm good. Get off in Atlanta, change planes, flying to Miami, hour and 45 minutes. Got this, hour and 45 minutes. And then you hear, bing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now been put into a holding pattern due to the thunderstorms that is over Miami in the hour. We will be here for 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh, no, no. So I had to calm myself down.
Hmm.
And I'm like, just read. I don't even know what book I was reading, but I
Wait a
had a
minute.
book. And I was like, just read your book. Just
They,
read it.
did they offer any free drinks?
At that point, I was not even, I was having to calm myself down to even know if they were going to have. And then they came on and said there was going to be another 45 minutes. And it was all I could do. I mean, I just had to be silent. I just had to because I wanted off of this ride. I'm done. I'm out. Let me
Okay.
out. So it's like I get a time limit in my head that I can deal with hell for this amount of time,
Yes.
and then I'm done.
Hmm.
All I
Okay.
have to do is it's like going into a meeting at work.
Yes.
Like they tell me it's going to last an hour and a half, and I'm like, okay, an hour and a half of this I can do, and then it just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on, and then I start switching in my seat and jumping back and forth, and you know, I'm done. I want out.
Hmm. Oh God.
Is that anxiety? I don't know. I have no clue.
I yeah, but I will tell you, I'm kind of addicted to the plane crash movies, or especially there's so many of, like, I was watching one just a while back about an air an air show, and a P-51 had some kind of a power loss malfunction at during the show, and he tried to bring it back around to go into approach, and just didn't quite have enough to make it, and he landed it bellied it into a wheat field. but he did a perfect job. Okay. Sure, there was some. I'm sure there was some small damage, but just as simple and easy as if he'd been landing on a runway, you know. But I'm sure they could find a tractor somewhere to kind of drag it the rest of the way out, But the thing, I guess, the thing that like that is speed, altitude, and ideas. As long as you don't run out of all those at the same time, you're okay. Well, okay. Well, I've got enough speed. I've got enough altitude to make this turn, and I think I've got enough to make the runway. Well, not quite. So, okay.
Or if you pick the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Or, oh God.
There's only
Really?
Jay gets it. I don't know if anybody else will, but yeah.
Yeah, Miracle on the Hudson. That's another one that's really, really good.
I didn't watch that movie.
I have watched documentaries. I don't know if yes, I have seen that movie. But
was that the one with Tom Hanks?
Bob Hanks and Tom Hanks did that one, yes. Mm-hmm. But the skill of Captain Scully. Anyway, yeah. They just had the right man at the right time at the right place to do that.
But they tried to crucify that man on after that happened.
Yeah.
The media just tried to crucify him.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, really. You know what I'm saying? That was the ultimate success story.
It was a slow news week, and they didn't have anything else to do. Seriously, look it up. That's exactly.
There wasn't enough blood and guts for them, Mm-hmm. I remember the one that went into the Potomac during a snowstorm.
That was back in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yes.
Early 80s. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Mm-hmm.
Those were good news events. This one, not so much.
But I know, and I can remember too.
Floating down the Hudson. There's no blood. There's no guts. No, no weeping widows. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
There was.
So I guess the news were disappointed. Well,
see, and I can remember too with the one in the Potomac. I can remember they were doing live feed of everything that was happening.
Yes.
They didn't cut away. So when you saw the guy that jumped into the icy water to grab the woman that was blinded by everything. I mean, and she could not see. She could not see the preserver that was in front of her.
Yeah. Yep.
Because of the jet fuel. And they didn't cut away from that stuff. We don't have that anymore. The only way we have that now is social media.
Yeah.
And that's if you can pick up the live, you see the live feed as it's happening. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, Oofy finally decides to show up.
Well, Oofy.
Hi, Oofy.
Oofy made it.
What kind of writing problem do you have?
Writing problem?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She said, "Can you help us?"
What language? Hieroglyphics, cuneiform.
Can you hear this right now? Can you hear the noise in the background?
Yeah.
Okay. My cat has just turned on my Roomba. I shall be back.
Okay. Well, they need to make a musical Roomba. Yeah, I think that. Well, no more live feeds. Janet Jackson made history live on TV. We'll have the theme of the plot. Yeah. The protagonist is undecided. Okay. And the theme of the plot. So fill us on in. We'll help what we can. I really liked the bit of prose you shared today. That was quite nice. I can't say I understood it, but that's pretty usual for me in prose. I think they need a yeah, but they should make a musical, have a little cha cha dance as they waltz across the floor. Why not? Okay. The protagonist dreams like most humans, but in this case, they begin to believe that someone or something is invading their dreams and using them to manipulate them. Oh, a realist. Oh, it's just like a realistic story. Good thing that can't happen in real life, that people would be manipulating your brainstem to. So the question is the idea of someone, something invading your dreams and using them to manipulate you plausible? Yeah, I guess I'm thinking it's plausible. They invade our consciousness and manipulate us every day on TV. I'm quite certain of that. It's already being studied with positive reports. Yes, I don't think even dreams. I don't know. I don't think my dreams have really significantly changed my conscious my day-to-day reaction to anything. They're just entertainment to me.
No, I think it kind of has. You've had a few dreams that you've had to.
Okay, a few. But I say generally, could I? Yes, I could be manipulated in a dream state.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty cool. I think everybody could get wound up by that. Well, it's like that set of that repetitive dreams that I had, where I had this like text scrolling text down the screen, and it took me 2 years to slow it down and then focus in to try to. I just wanted to catch a few words, just a line, because it was there, but I couldn't read it. And I finally got it down to where I could, and it still didn't make any sense. I even brought a few words back with me, okay, and wrote them down. This is the key word. This is the key word I found. It was just random. So I don't know.
But see, a lot of the times, dreams aren't exactly what you're seeing. It's
right.
symbols.
Yes.
And it kind of
Symbolic
what
representation.
I equate that to is like a lot of mediums when they tell you what they're seeing. If they told you exactly what they were seeing, it's
Yes.
not what they're really seeing. They are telling you the interpretation of what they're seeing because they're seeing symbols and they have to learn it's not, and everybody doesn't get the same symbol. So, like one of my girlfriends for a date, she will see either flowers or balloons. Now, this means one of two things to her, and she doesn't know. She just knows that it means a death or a birth. So when she tells you the month, and she tells you what she's seeing specifically. She tells you exactly. She doesn't leave it. She doesn't tell you her interpretation of it. She tells you what she's seeing. So if
Okay.
she sees flowers or balloons, and then she'll see a month, and she'll tell you, this is what I see. I don't know if this is a death or if this is a birth month for the person that she's connecting with. She tells you the information that she sees, and it's up to you to know because she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she doesn't have a clue. She just tells you exactly what she's seeing and what's going on. And then it's up to that person to know if it's for them or if it's for somebody else in the room. And I think one of the funniest readings, she had a gallery reading in White House, Tennessee.
Okay.
And there's a room this room is full. It's like there's 80 people in this room. And she's talking about this lady that's standing there in the kitchen, and she's got all these pots and pans in front of her. She's cooking. She's cooking a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns around and looks, and there's 3 men sitting at her table. And she throws her hands up and she says, I have to cook for all of them. And there was more detail to this message. And this one woman in the back started laughing, and she said she was married 3 times.
Okay.
So her grandmother is who she was talking about, was married 3 times, and she's still having to cook for all 3 husbands. They're all sitting at the table together.
Okay.
So that was her connection. And there was a lot of other detail that led this woman to believe that it was her grandmother.
Okay.
But that didn't fit anybody else in that room. And there was just certain symbols and things that she saw that she told you. So she didn't interpret it herself and then tell you the interpretation. She told you exactly what she was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of people that do that.
No. That's probably, I'm trying to think of other people that are dream readers and psychic readers.
Mm-hmm.
The really good ones do it that way.
Yeah.
They don't try to tell you something.
Right.
They try to show you something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you to figure out what it's about.
Right.
You know?
And to me, when I have a dream, I have to look at all of the symbols in the dreams, not exactly what's happening. I have to look at the colors. I have to look at where I'm at. Am I inside? And if I'm inside a house, what room am I in? Who's in my dream? Like, do I see a relative? Is it my father? Or, and because now I do, there's a lot of times that when I have dreams of something I need to pay attention to, my father's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there'll be something in there, and then he'll point to it. And he'll say,
Listen
look
up.
at this. Look at this.
Listen up.
And it's
Yeah.
always my daddy. It's always my daddy.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And that was even before he died.
Hmm.
That even happened when I was in high school. I mean, he didn't die until 2012, but I mean, even just some kind of weird off the wall something that was going on. And if I saw him in there and he pointed at it and look and said, look at that. Then I was like, I need to pay attention to what that is. Oh, my children are playing again.
Playing football. They're playing football with a Roomba.
She's found a water bottle this time that she's pushing her. Now she's over there digging in a plant. This one's unruly.
Hmm.
She's looking at me, looking at her. She knows I'm looking at her.
Did I do something wrong? Did I do something bad?
She's like,
yeah,
yeah.
you did. Did I do it bad enough to get your attention?
And she's deaf,
maybe.
so I can't yell at her. I can't do anything. She'll argue with me too. So
We need a kitty cam.
I really do. I should. She's sitting over there and she's really staring me down. And if I tell her no, she just stops and stares at me. Water pistol. I'm thinking about it. A Nerf one that holds a super soaker.
Oh, God. They're just so messy for inside. The little ones are fine.
You know what? At this point, I don't care. She's doing stuff right now she's never done before. And I don't know what this behavior is.
You go with the Nerf, those Nerf foam.
Ooh.
The little rockets.
Yeah. That'd be much better.
The cats would love those. They'd probably be catching those out of the air.
She's just gone over there and knocked over a plant of mine, and she's never touched that plant. Get back out on the porch where you belong. You're messing up our playtime. I think that's exactly what it is. I'm hoping next week it'll be warm enough. And there was a few nights out there. The tree frogs were really talking because it was warm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so nice to listen to. And then here we get this crap we got going through right now. So.
Oh, well, always next week. That's a nice thing. That's the nice thing about this time of year is next week will probably be better. as long as it doesn't snow. It's still in that.
Well, we've had snow here in Kentucky in April before.
I understand absolutely. Dogs don't return them either.
Yeah, they just kind of tear them up and let them go at it. But yeah.
Yes, once they catch them, they're theirs.
They're gone.
They don't
yep.
come back.
Never coming back.
I don't think I've ever managed to convince one that it's a game of fetch.
Well, see, the bad part with my cats is that I've never owned a cat that ever got on my countertops. Never. Until I got one of my son's cats.
Okay.
And he had her up on the deep freeze. That's where he fed her.
Okay.
Because he had a dog.
Okay.
And the dog would eat the food. So yeah. I am not a happy camper. So as soon as it's possible, I'm thinking that cat and its siblings and young ones or whatever needs to go back with him, and maybe I can restore order in my household. Because this drives me crazy. It really does.
Wait, okay. He had 3 cats?
He had 3
And
cats.
you have 2 more now.
He actually had 5. He had 5 cats
Oh,
because
okay.
he lived on a farm. He had barn
Okay.
cats. So he had 5.
Okay.
And when he brought them in to eat and stuff
So
like
you
that.
had 4, and then you got a stray.
I had one. Yeah, I had 1. Then I got his 3 because he moved from the farm into the city. And then I had the deaf one dropped on me 3 years ago. And she rules the house. And me too. So. Yep. I'll tell you something I found out that was funny with one of my, and this is a cat that I no longer have, but she liked to drink water. If I set water in the bathtub, she'd get into the bathtub and drink before she would out of her water dish. So now, and all of my cats do this, and I don't know what it is, but I can put a bowl of water in the bathtub, and they will get in the bathtub and drink that water before they will the water that's over there by their food dish. It's fresh every day. It doesn't matter. But that's just what they'd rather do. They're weird. I don't know. And there she goes. She's got the zoomies.
Cat flying through the air.
And this is without catnip. You ought to see her with catnip. That's pretty fun. But anyway. Yeah. Live stream. You got to love it. No editing.
I got the door latched today, so I'm not going to have any pet parade in here today.
Well, shame on you, Charles.
I know.
And it's not this one that's running around crazy.
Oh. It's been nice here today. They spent quite a bit of time outside, so.
Well, that's good. Maybe they'll be tired and sleep well tonight.
Oh. They seem to sleep really well. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Hello, kitty. Really? Yeah.
I always have presents when I come home. It could be snakes, mice, moles, squirrels, birds. There's been a few critters I've not been able to identify.
Ooh.
And I leave them out there. And then the best part about it is the possums have learned how to walk up the steps, clean up the mess, and then so I don't have to deal with it. It's great.
There you go. Country living.
That's right. That's right.
You had a little video clip you sent me the other day. Was that eyeballs? Was that eye flashes in the woods?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was just sending you the rain and thunder. Was that what it was?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know. Let me look. What did I send you?
To the left side of the picture, there were some. I thought, what's looking back at her? Because it was there, it wasn't there, and then it was there. And then,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Hang on. I'll share this. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. Ugh. Oh, it's loading, so it's going to take just a minute.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't.
Awesome. The possums on cleanup duty.
Well, let's hope that's what that was.
I always knew they were good for something. I just never could figure out what.
Oh no, possums are wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people are afraid of them because of the way that they look or sound I mean, because they hiss at you.
Oh yes.
But they're scavengers and they're absolutely wonderful for cleanup. It's like having a buzzard around. They're going to clean that up.
Possums and buzzards. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my choice of atmosphere. Yes.
It should be.
Right. You don't have to worry about burying them so deep. Possums and buzzards take care of them.
Yeah, you got to bury them deep and put concrete blocks on top of them, or the coyotes will get them.
Yeah.
That's what you got to worry about. You got to worry about the coyotes digging them up. Yeah. Possums eat ticks. Yep. Ferrets are wonderful. And my mother wanted to get me a ferret, but she's like, they're nocturnal and I don't want to hear them. And I was like, then you put them in a whole different end of the house at night and let them do whatever it is that they want to do. This video is still loading, so but I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
And maybe it's because I moved the camera slightly or moved the phone slightly, but I see what you're talking about. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Let's share the screen. I'm going to blame that on street lights. How about that?
Okay. Interesting.
Do you want to say it again?
Nope.
Okay.
I couldn't. I brought it back up, brought it up full screen, and it's not there. What I was looking, what I saw, I couldn't see it on YouTube, but I saw it in the original.
Okay. Well, that's weird.
So YouTube has a compression thing that they don't. You know what I'm saying? So, like a background, if they can't see, if the computer doesn't see something as an object, the background stays the same. That's how they save space. Okay, so something just popping up momentarily, a twinkle, will be lost as noise.
Gotcha. Well, I see what you're talking about, though, because I mean that was a video I sent to you straight off my phone, and that was the tree frogs in the rain. So
yeah. Well, so you didn't see the eyes. You didn't see the eyes either. There's something there. Anyway,
dude, there's always stuff that goes on out here. I'm just like, whatever. It's just part of it.
As long as they're over there in the woods, that's fine. No problem.
I mean, I've had people. Well, I've had people here before that. There's something out there.
Well, yeah.
There's always something out there.
Yes.
We just don't know what that something is, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
It protects everything around here, so I'm not really worried about it.
True.
Because there's never been a time I've been out here and been scared of anything. Maybe that's dumb.
Do you have any bears down there?
I think probably about 30 or 40 miles from here.
Okay.
There's sightings of bears north. To the south probably about 20 miles or so,
Okay.
but not a huge population at all.
Oh, no, we've had, and it's getting that time of year in springtime, late spring
Mhm.
and early summer. There's usually a couple that pass through. Is there,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
east of here and south of here, there are pretty decent populations of black bear. So the young ones tend to move out and try to find new territory. Okay,
Mhm.
and like it's
I
not
think that's
necessarily every year, but usually about every other year at least, you'll see reports of sightings, even
mhm,
year, which is
mhm.
I think that's awesome. Yeah, whatever. That's what we need: more bears and wolves, and
I tell
bring
you
back
what,
bring
if
back
I had
bring back the eastern forest buffalo.
if I had enough land, excuse me, if I had enough land,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have a wolf sanctuary here, but
Yeah.
I don't. That's not enough for them.
How many thousand acres does that take for a wolf?
I don't know, but I tell you what, if I had the money for it, I'd buy every piece of it, and that's exactly what I would do.
Because I'm trying to think. Yeah, because wolves will go 10, 15, 20 miles.
Oh yeah, well, cats do that shit. Cats will
Oh
go
yeah.
10 miles from home just to go hunt.
Oh my. I did not know that.
Now, not these that have food bowls waiting for them at home.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably go 3 to 5. But now this one, and I've got in her mother
Okay.
during the summer, I'll let them out, and then I won't see them for a couple of days, and they're going out hunting. They're fixed. I mean, so they're not out catting around, but so yeah, they'll go hunting and they'll bring stuff back. There's a lot of times I'll let them out and then I won't see them, but I'll wake up and I'll go outside and I'll have presents at the back door. So they've hunted and then they've come back and left something and they've took off again.
Mm.
Kind of like I do when the weather's warm. I'll come home.
Mark,
Yeah, I ain't staying
marking
here. I'm going home.
marking
I'm
their
leaving.
marking their territory, checking for mail.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I have to worry about that. But anyway. Oh, right down the road from me, there are many beehives.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy the honey from them
Mm-hmm.
which I should do that here pretty soon. But anyway, he'll start putting out fresh honey to buy. And it's wonderful for allergies. I swear it really is.
Yep. I love honey. I do indeed.
I don't like honey. Can't stand the way it tastes. But so what I do,
I'll put honey on my pancakes if I've got it.
oh man, oh God, I cannot
Oh,
stand the taste of honey. But I'll put my spoon in my coffee and get it good and hot. Then I'll put the honey on the spoon.
okay.
So it thins it out pretty quick and it doesn't stick to the spoon.
Okay.
I'll take a big swallow of it and then chug that coffee right behind it so I don't have to taste it. I don't know what it is about honey.
That is really good for allergies. And that
Mhm.
reminds me, my sister's having a bout of allergies because she went south for the weekend. And the pollen was terrible. She was miserable when she got back.
Mhm.
I'll have to remind her that honey recipe. I'm sure she knows that, but yeah,
Oh,
got
yeah.
some. We got some of that in there. It's good
Tell
stuff.
you what, man, that's the best $8 I've ever spent in my life, and it lasts for a while. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they say if you buy the honey that's got the honeycomb in it, it's even better.
Mhm.
But I've not been able to find that around here.
Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that.
Mhm.
'Cause I've got a, let's see, I don't know, a granddaughter's brother by
Mhm.
marriage. It's who's has a big honey, uh, a bunch of hives just north of
Mhm.
here. So,
They say
and
within 15 miles.
yeah, yeah. But he's been hearing really good things about his stuff. So one of these days we'll have to go up there and see what I can find, see what I can get. I definitely love honey.
Mhm.
Definitely.
I wish I
And
liked the taste,
it
but
has
it's
been
good.
so
I
long
take it.
since I
It's
had
good for me anyway.
honey with honeycomb in just a, oh my God.
Mhm.
I remember having that as a kid. God, I loved it.
I don't know what it is that I don't like about it. There's just it's got a anyway. So thank God for coffee
There you go.
that I
Okay.
can that I can disguise the taste with. Yeah, it's great.
Hot coffee
Hmm.
or tea, but you're not a tea person anyway.
Mm.
No. Okay.
I am later in the day
Honey,
after
honey
I've
with
had my fill.
honey with tea sounds really good to me. And I'm not a tea drinker at all.
Hmm.
It's pretty much coffee or nothing. But oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, maple syrup, honey and butter,
Mm-hmm.
ambrosia,
Ooh.
ambrosia.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I haven't tried that though.
Oh yes, I can remember my grandmother mixing honey and butter.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's just and that is a tasty thing.
Now that I can do because down the
Okay.
road,
Hmm.
3 miles from me, I can almost
Okay.
tell you exactly. But they have biscuits that they have a honey butter
Oh
mixture that
yes,
they pour on
yes,
top of that.
yeah. Fresh
Oh
biscuits. Oh
man,
yes,
no
yeah.
wonder my jeans are getting tight.
Oh. Those will that kind of good food will put weight on you. Uh, even walking down the street past it.
I mean, I could live. To me, I could live on bread alone. I mean, seriously,
Ooh.
all the stuff that you can put on bread, cinnamon
Hmm.
toast. You think about it: cinnamon, sugar,
Honey,
butter, toast it. It's wonderful. Muffins, that's wonderful. Hoe
Saturday,
cakes are great.
Saturday, I had whole wheat, whole wheat French toast and
French
sausage.
toast. French toast. Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
God!
Hmm.
Just a dusting of cinnamon, and
Hmm.
I just used regular syrup. I didn't use honey.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, it was good.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Pancakes.
That's
Oh, my goodness.
something that I have
Pizza.
not. That's something I haven't had lately, though. Is the haven't had any homemade bread. Just need to do that. You know, yeast bread. Oh,
Uh-huh.
yep.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Just getting too
Oofy
lazy. Just
knows
getting
me.
too lazy. Just getting too
Oofy,
lazy.
Oofy knows me too well. Bourbon renews the taste buds between chops. Yes, you are correct. Oh, and then one of the worst things that I enjoy is chocolate chip cookies and milk.
Oh. Mm.
My life could go to between tacos, pizza.
What? No Oreos?
Oh, not fucking Oreo.
Yeah.
Give me the chocolate chip cookies and milk and bourbon. And
Okay. Chocolate chip cookies and milk. I'm on bed for that. But to mix that with bourbon, I'm not sure.
Oh no, I ain't.
I like
No, I ain't
I
gonna
like
mix
my
that.
I like my no, but I mean at the same time. So, okay,
Oh yeah,
following.
no.
No.
Milk and cookies.
Yeah.
Okay. Bourbon is supper tonight.
Okay.
I would have
Okay.
absolutely loved to have had a pizza for lunch. I could
Oh,
eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, but then
okay.
then it like supper time. If somebody would cook me a whole bunch of eggs and bacon and pancakes and biscuits and gravy, I'm not going to cook it.
I don't. Yep.
I'm
I'm
not going
not.
to cook it.
I will eat pancake. I will eat. I will make and eat pancakes any time of day.
Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. But yeah, that's why I'm sitting at my desk at work going, I wonder if anybody's going to pay attention if I unbutton this top button of my jeans. Is anybody going to notice this? I've got to quit. I've got to quit. I've got to, what is it? Oh my God. Everything. Oofy. My favorite pizza. You put everything on it. I want every meat. I want every vegetable on it. I want all the cheeses. I want it all.
You're like one of those pizzas that's this thick.
Yes. And I want a thin crust. I don't want to taste, I want a thin crust because I don't want, when I eat a pizza, I don't want to taste the crust. I want everything that's on it. Yeah, y'all come cook for me. And I'm not cleaning it up. You cook, you clean it up. I'm not, it's not. That's one of the reasons I don't cook because I don't want to clean it up. That's bad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to do both. Anchovies, sister, yes, I'm good for it. Yep. You throw, I don't care. I really don't. I want it. Yeah. I love food. I absolutely love food. And I would probably weigh 300 pounds if somebody cooked for me. But that's not going to happen. So guess what? Maria's having bourbon for supper.
Okay. Well, by golly, we almost made 2 hours today. And we haven't been down
Food
the
and
rabbit hole.
movies.
Yeah.
Food and movies and cats.
Having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but however, all this talking about food has reminded me
that you've not had supper yet.
I've got some meatloaf in the fridge waiting for me.
Meatloaf.
Leftovers from yesterday.
Oh, so I've got to tell you this: where I work, one of the perks when camp's in session, we get. Okay, so when we have weekend sessions on Wednesday and Thursday, we are fed lunch.
Right.
Tomorrow is Meatloaf Day.
Meatloaf Day. Oh.
Meatloaf Wednesday. Yeah. And after I read about meatloaf on Wednesday, I don't even remember what they're serving us on Thursday. I don't care. So, and there's always plenty left over, so you can take some home for supper. Whatever.
Sandwich.
Oh my
nothing
God,
like a meatloaf sandwich.
2 days after you've made that meatloaf.
Yes.
That's the best sandwich in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the summertime, when we have kids there, we get breakfast and lunch served to us. Because they're eating, we get to eat.
Whoa.
And so then I wonder why I've gained 20 pounds in the last year and a half. So there you go.
I haven't
God,
made. Let's see. I did
I didn't make
I
chili
did
this
a
year.
pot of chili about a month ago, and it was not up to my standards. I don't know what I did wrong, but it just wasn't up to my. Or maybe it was me. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was I was sick. My taste buds weren't quite up to par, but
Hmm.
I need a really good. I'm about ready before it gets too warm.
Tacos are superfood. Yes, you are correct. They're wonderful.
Absolutely.
They're wonderful. Yes. I don't
I'm
know.
going to
There's
have
so
to
much
do that.
food I could just eat all the time. And I'm one of those people I could eat for absolutely no reason. I don't have to be hungry.
You know what?
I'm going to eat.
One of my favorites is lasagna. I have not made
Mm,
lasagna for maybe a couple of years, and
lasagna is good, but it's never my go-to.
well,
But I
yeah,
love it when I eat it.
mm-hmm.
I love it when I eat it.
The thing, I don't know. See, I'm so picky about my lasagna.
Hmm.
Uh, I think it's the time that it takes, and lasagna isn't a heat and eat thing.
Hmm.
Okay, you got to have the sauce just right, and you have to have the noodles just right, and then you have to
Hmm.
and you have to have like the 3 or 4 different cheeses
Oh yeah.
and put it together right. Yeah, and then you got to wait an hour, and
Yeah,
then
it's okay.
actually
Hmm.
lasagna is another one of those dishes that really tastes better if you put it in
2
the
days after
refrigerator.
you've cooked
And
it.
yeah, you know, I it's something about the flavors mix better or
Hmm.
something when it cools and it starts to. That's when it's really delicious. So, oh,
Another one of another one of the things that I used to cook, and I don't cook it anymore because you can't just cook a little of it, is
yeah,
baked spaghetti.
baked spaghetti.
Spaghetti. So it's like I do
Never done that.
Italian sausage, hamburger
Uh-huh.
meat, mozzarella cheese, of course, spaghetti. Um, you can do spaghetti sauce, which is the easiest way to do it.
Mhm.
Um, oh my gosh, there's another layer of something, but it's spaghetti, it's the meat, it's the cheese, it's the sauce, it's like lasagna except it's spaghetti.
Hmm. Okay.
And oh my goodness, Parmesan cheese is all in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
That
you
sounds.
want
That
to
does sound.
you want to watch a whole bunch of football players pin their ears back? You bring about 40 pounds of that
Mhm.
after a game
Okay.
with garlic cheese bread.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and that whole meal.
I was going to suggest the garlic bread, but okay,
Mhm, mhm,
understood. I guess.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. Pasta and bread. God, all the good fattening stuff. All the good tasting stuff will kill us, and that's okay.
You have some Italian in the background here somewhere.
Yeah. Get us some Dean Martin playing in the background.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my Italian. Yep, that'll work.
Volare.
Hmm. Oh, that's man. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, you're right. We lasted about 2 hours this evening.
All for food.
Hmm.
The, saved by the bell for food.
Hmm. Hmm.
The dinner bell.
Yep, and all I've got is fish sticks here, so to eat at the house. So here we go.
And you have and I get meatloaf, and you have to settle for fish sticks and bourbon. What are you gonna say?
I'm not even going to eat the fish sticks. I'm just going to finish the bottle of bourbon and be done with it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's plenty enough carbs. That'll get me through.
Goofy and Lorraine and all the other people that are still here. thank you very much. We have had a very enjoyable evening, and we'll see you again next week. We'll try to have some more fun. Ooh, fish sticks and cheese on toast. Yes.
No. You take the
Good
fish
possibility.
sticks, you get
I need
tortilla
you know what?
shells
You know what?
with
I got
cabbage
some
and
cheese.
tomatoes.
I think I'm going to make a meatloaf sandwich with cheese and then throw it in the toaster oven and just melt it down into the bread.
Fry. Hey, you have to fry an egg and put on top of that too.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It's really good. Really good. So, everyone, we'll be back next week. Thank you, Maria. We had a good time. And Bobby and Yuffie and Lorraine and everybody, we'll see you next week. Good night, Nick.